Hello, my good friend. Welcome to Inspired Literary Works. I'm author and blogger Stephanie Renee Sinclair. I'm so glad you found your way to this podcast. I invite you to visit my blog at www.inspiredliteraryworks.com. Inspired Literary Works is a Christian based blog that offers encouragement for your life challenges. I aim to create content that is motivating and targeted to help you discover your life's purpose. You're welcome to follow this podcast and subscribe to the blog. I also encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can receive post updates. The content that will be shared here will be the same content that is posted on the Inspired Literary Works blog. So if you prefer listening versus reading, I will make both options available. Today's encouragement post is Calling All Witnesses. When you hear the word witness, you probably will think about a person who has witnessed a crime or someone who has witnessed the signing of legal documents. These kinds of witnesses agree to be called on when needed to give statements about the events. If you have been one of these witnesses, then you know that you were expected to tell the truth, especially if you did not want to be accused of perjury. In these instances, witnesses can provide substantial information that can bring justice to a victim or validate an agreement among legal parties. A test of loyalty. The role of a witness is not always easy. You must commit yourself to being loyal to a person you may or may not know when it's time to testify. Some witnesses risk their lives if they want justice served, despite death threats they may receive. There are plenty of stories about incidents involving the demise of those who were scheduled to testify, and the defendant arranged their death from prison or another way. Some individuals have also gone into witness protection. It's very sad when these situations occur, especially when innocent victims have already been killed or assaulted. When Jesus was facing trial, he had very few loyal witnesses. Peter was grasped with fear and denied knowing Jesus 3 times. Jesus, however, did not rely on Peter's loyalty because he had already prophesied that he would deny him before the cock crowed. Peter denied that he would deny Jesus because he loved him. Unfortunately, Peter did not know what he would do in future circumstances which required his loyalty and honesty. It's easy to read the Bible and judge Peter because he was one of Jesus' closest disciples, while the other disciple that is mentioned in John chapter 18 verse 15 stayed close to Jesus during his interrogation. Peter stayed at a distance and preferred to keep himself warm. See Mark chapter 14 verse 54. Since he showed his loyalty by cutting off one of the high priest's servant's ear, as depicted in John chapter 18 verse 10, witnesses expected him to show the same level of loyalty when Jesus really needed it. See John chapter 18 verse 17. Have you ever denied or remained silent when one of your friends needed you to speak up for him or her? What held you back? Was it fear that you were going to lose your reputation despite knowing that your friend was innocent? Peter reflected this reservation because of the uncertainty of his future, especially when his spiritual mentor was being tried before Pontius Pilate, the governor of Judea. However, Jesus had already prayed for him that his faith would not fail him, and when he was converted, he would strengthen his brethren. See Luke chapter 22, verses 31 through 32. This is an encouraging passage of Scripture because it lets us know that despite our failures or weaknesses in the midst of being expected to do right, we have a high priest that can relate to our temptations as stated in Hebrews chapter 4, and he is still willing to accept our request for help. As a result, you are eligible to be used as a witness like Peter was after he was converted. See Acts chapter 5, verse 15. Your testimony is valuable. You may not have lived the best life prior to being saved, while being saved, or perhaps you're not saved yet. Whatever your salvation status is, God needs you as a witness. There may be times when you feel insignificant because of your past, especially if others who have also sinned, see Romans chapter 3 verse 23, constantly remind you of your faults and failures. I want to encourage you that your voice is important. Just as a legal witness's testimony is valuable, your testimony can be used in spiritual court against Satan. You can testify that God delivered you out of the enemy's hand, as stated in Psalm 107, verse 2. You must not think that being a spiritual witness is reserved only for those who have lived spotless lives and are proficient in memorizing scripture passages. You can testify of his goodness regarding how he has healed you mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and physically. You can give accounts of how he has helped your family. You can also be a silent witness by living a better life. Despite the threats and accusations Satan brings against you in spiritual court, see Revelations chapter 12, verse 10. You can overcome doubtful thoughts about your worth. See Revelations chapter 12, verse 11. Your testimony does not have to remain limited to church services. You can encourage people at work, the grocery store, your neighborhood, and anywhere you think someone needs help. In essence, distributing food, giving to charities, providing transportation, being a mentor, or fulfilling other supportive roles. God is expecting a witness status report because the salvation claim deadline is approaching quickly. See Matthew chapter 25 verse 13 and 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 52. Will he find you feeling sorry for yourself, wasting his resources like the steward depicted in Luke chapter 16? Or fulfilling the commission he gave to the disciples as urged in Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 through 20. What will your report reveal? See Luke chapter 16, verse 2, Romans chapter 14, verse 12, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 5, and Revelation chapter 20, verses 12 through 13. Time is running out. Be courageous and start sharing your testimony today. If you've enjoyed today's encouragement post, I invite you to purchase a copy of my book, A Summons for Champion Strength, which is available on Amazon for $3.99 for the ebook version, or you can download it for free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. A print version is also available if you prefer paperback books. This book is based on the life of Jephthah, one of the unsung heroes in the book of Judges. I wrote about his struggles, triumphs, and journey to leadership. I also shared my testimony of surviving a near-fatal auto accident, my recovery challenges, and survival methods. In this book, I have also included a daily scripture fitness plan, which is a list of scripture verses that are based on strength. Champion progression charts and victory record templates are also available for you to write down your prayer requests, answers to prayer, and personal development progress. When spoken out loud every day, as a part of your daily devotion, you will be encouraged and motivated to push through the challenges you're facing with confidence that you will become a champion who is able to help others overcome their challenges. I also have another book called Targeted Bible Verses. This ebook is a handy resource you can use during your daily devotion. If you struggle with finding verses on finances, healing, peace, protection, salvation, strength, or wisdom, this reference ebook can help you. You can use the verses to declare God's promises and blessings over yourself, family, and situations. You can also use it as a witness tool to lead others to Christ. This book is available for 99 cents and it's free if you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. You can access these books by clicking on the links in this podcast description. I also want to inform you about Inspired Teawear, my inspirational t-shirt collection. I personally designed these shirts to spark interest in inspiring others to witness about Christ and to live a better life. The thought-provoking messages are unique, socially relatable, and encouraging. These shirts are ideal for individual witnessing or team witnessing for church or ministry groups. Inspired Teawear offers short sleeve tees, long sleeve tees, hoodies, toques, mugs, smartphone cases, face masks, and other accessories. You're welcome to browse the collection by clicking on the link in this podcast description. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast and follow Inspired Literary Works on Facebook, Twitter at srenee1481, Pinterest, and Instagram, and share the encouragement post. You're also invited to visit my life management tips blog, Streamlined Life Solutions, at www.streamlinedsolutions.com. Until next time, rise above adversity and choose the option to live.